In 2001, a man walked into an estate sale and bought an old wooden wine cabinet. He thought it was just another antique, something to restore and sell. But inside that box was something that would terrify every person who owned it after him. Over the next 2 decades, the object became known worldwide as the Dybbuk Box. A small cabinet said to contain a restless spirit, with witnesses describing nightmares, strange odors, and even health problems after touching it. Some call it superstition. Others call it the most haunted object in modern history. This is the true story of the Dybbuk Box. It all began in Portland, Oregon, in September 2001. A man named Kevin Manis, a small business owner who sold antiques and furniture, attended an estate sale of a woman who had recently passed away. The woman was Havila, a 103-year-old Polish Holocaust survivor. Her family said that during her lifetime, she kept a small wooden wine cabinet that she had brought with her when she fled from Europe after World War II. When Kevin purchased the cabinet, the family warned him politely. "We don't want it back. The box has always been with her, and it should never be opened." Kevin didn't think much of it. He bought the cabinet along with a few other items for his store. But soon, he would realize that this was no ordinary antique. Back at his shop, Kevin opened the cabinet to clean it. Inside, he found a few unusual objects. A small lock of blonde hair tied with string. Another lock of dark hair. A dried rose. A golden wine cup. A black cast iron candlestick. And a small granite stone with Hebrew letters engraved on it. There was also a strange, musty smell, and when he tried to close the cabinet door, it would open again on its own. Still, Kevin cleaned it, polished it, and put it up for sale in his store. That's when things started to go wrong. The very first day the box was on display, Kevin left the shop for a few minutes. When he returned, the glass lights were shattered, and the shop was filled with the smell of cat urine, though no cats had been inside. That night, he began having nightmares. He saw dark, shadowy figures, and in his dreams, a woman, an old, angry face, appeared and screamed at him in a language he couldn't understand. Every morning, he would wake up with bruises and scratches on his arms. Thinking it was just stress, Kevin decided to give the box to his mother as a gift. It was her birthday. Within minutes of receiving it, she suffered a stroke. She survived, but lost her ability to speak clearly for days. When Kevin visited her in the hospital and brought her a notepad to write on, she scrawled 2 words. Hate gift. Terrified, Kevin tried to give the box away several times. Each new owner quickly returned it, reporting the same experiences. Bad dreams, strange odors, lights flickering, and an overwhelming sense of dread. Finally, he decided to sell it online. In 2003, he listed the cabinet on eBay, describing it honestly as a haunted Jewish wine box. He included all the details, its history, his experiences, and even the stroke his mother suffered. He didn't expect anyone to believe him. But someone did. The buyer was Iosif Nitska, a student at the University of Missouri. At first, he found the whole thing amusing, a piece of internet folklore. But soon after receiving the box, he and his roommates began noticing strange phenomena. Lights in their apartment would flicker. Electronic devices would die without warning. And like Kevin, they all began having identical nightmares, of a shadowy old woman standing beside their beds. They also reported hives, coughing fits, and the smell of ammonia coming from nowhere. Nitska soon sold the box to another eBay user, Jason Haxton, a museum curator. Jason Haxton was a skeptic, a man of science. He believed there was a logical explanation, perhaps a combination of old wood, chemicals, and suggestion. But within days of bringing the box home, Haxton began feeling sick. He developed welts and rashes all over his body. He also began having dreams of an old woman, exactly like the others. At one point, he claimed to see dark shapes moving in his peripheral vision. His wife and children heard knocking sounds and voices whispering in the night. Despite this, Haxton continued studying the object. He even consulted rabbis and paranormal researchers. One rabbi told him that the box might be housing a Dybbuk, a restless, malevolent spirit from Jewish folklore said to cling to objects or people until it's released or exorcised. In Jewish mythology, a Dybbuk is not a demon, but a displaced human soul, often one that experienced extreme trauma or was denied peace in death. It's said that such a spirit can attach itself to a person or an object, driven by unfinished business or revenge. The Holocaust survivor who owned the box, Havila, may have used the object as a kind of spiritual vessel, a trap to contain the Dybbuk. If that's true, then when Kevin opened it in 2001, he may have released what she had sealed away decades earlier. Skeptics argue that there's no proof of anything supernatural about the Dybbuk box. They suggest the experiences can be explained by power of suggestion. Knowing the box's story made people believe they were cursed. Toxic mold or chemicals inside the old wood that caused hallucinations or illness. Coincidence. Random misfortunes amplified by fear. But the counterpoint is difficult to dismiss. How could so many unrelated people describe the same dreams, same odors, and same physical symptoms, without ever meeting each other? In later years, the Dybbuk box became famous through documentaries and online forums. It inspired the 2012 horror film, The Possession. In 2018, it was reportedly acquired by Zach Bagans, host of Ghost Adventures, and placed in his haunted museum in Las Vegas. Bagans himself claimed to have witnessed disturbing phenomena after receiving it, including fainting, hearing voices, and unexplained cold spots. The box remains sealed and locked in a glass case, surrounded by warning signs. Even Post Malone, the musician, was said to have touched the box during a visit, and soon after, survived multiple near-death incidents, including a plane emergency and a car crash. Today, the Dybbuk box sits quietly in its museum display, a small, unassuming wooden cabinet. It's only about 12 inches tall. Yet, it's considered one of the most feared items in paranormal history. No one can say for certain whether it truly holds a spirit, or if its power comes from human belief and fear itself. But one thing is clear. Every person who has touched the box has walked away changed. Whether you see it as a cursed relic or a mirror of the human mind, the Dybbuk box reminds us of one unsettling truth. That sometimes, the scariest stories are not born from fiction, but from things we can't explain. If you believe in real mysteries, haunted objects, vanishings, and untold truths, subscribe now to True Mystery Vault. And keep your eyes open. Because some stories don't end. They wait.